Hi Aditi, how are you?
Hi Mandir, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for your time today.
My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure.
Welcome to Growth Mindset Conversations. And let me introduce you to my audience. A
Mm-hmm.
Socratic leadership skills facilitator for the last 2 decades. Aditi is an ICF certified ACC coach, a certified therapeutic art life coach. She's the founder of Skill Infinitum. Aditi, that's how you pronounce it, right?
Skills infinitum. Yes,
Skills
that's right.
Infinitum. And she facilitates skill development of individuals and organization through coaching in Skill Infinitum and also through in-person and e-learning interventions. She's also a certified storyteller, an author, and a speaker. She's authored 4 books. She's passionate about her work, writing, and traveling. And today she's sharing her experience and expertise on storytelling with all of us. Thank you so much, Aditi, for your time. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Mandir, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'm going to try and do justice to expertise.
Definitely, you are an expert, I know, on storytelling. And as the show is named as Growth Mindset Conversations,
Right.
my first question to you is what is growth mindset for you as coach Aditi?
Right. So I think, the tagline of Skills Infinitum that I founded says it all for me: limitless
Mm-hmm,
learning.
mm-hmm,
So, constantly learning, constantly evolving, constantly pushing boundaries, and challenging oneself. That's what
mm.
a growth mindset looks like to me. And I'm fortunate enough to live that every day of my work life and my personal life as well.
Awesome, awesome. A limitless learning.
Yes, absolutely.
And how does storytelling imbibe or kind of relates to this limitless learning of growth mindset?
So I think I'm going to say that all of us are walking, talking stories. Yeah.
Mm,
We are creating and we are writing our stories every day. We're sharing our stories every day.
mm,
And there's no end to what or how our story can be, who
yeah.
or what we can be. We all evolve and change over the years. So I think there is definitely limitless learning there. There
Mm,
is limitless sharing as well there.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's such a rich Pandora's box, for the lack of a better phrase that I may say. It's a rich Pandora's box that we all have within ourselves. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that.
I loved it. And from that definition, I think we are also creating a story today in this conversation, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no escaping stories.
Yeah. Love that definition.
Yeah,
I
thank
mean,
you.
as you're telling about storytelling, I can see that smile on your face, that glow on
Hmm.
your face. So I'm eager to ask, what excites Aditi about stories?
Oh, wow. Everything. Because I think
Mm,
stories are so powerful. And stories are not always once upon a time, right? How
yeah.
we've grown up understanding stories. But our life experiences are so powerful, are so inspirational, are so motivating, and are filled with learning. Whether it's a success or a failure that we're talking
Mm,
about.
mm.
So storytelling is powerful beyond measure, is what I want to say. In response to that you just asked me.
And I just loved so much what you said. It's not only once upon a time. And
Yes.
till some time back, I only knew that part of storytelling, which is like once upon a time, this
Yeah.
happened, that happened. So what is different now? I think most of us knew storytelling like that only, that once upon a
Right.
time, our grandparents used to tell us, our parents used to tell us. So, I mean, my question is, I can rephrase the question that what is storytelling in the present context? And
Mm-hmm.
context, I'm saying about leadership, about corporate professionals. So, what
Yeah.
exactly is storytelling?
Like I said initially, that every one of us is a walking, talking story. So I think when we look at our business life, our corporate setup, whatever segment of our life we look at, there's a story that we're telling. We're constantly telling one, whether it is when we're interacting with our clients, when we are pitching to our clients, whether it's a sales pitch or otherwise, whether we're
Mm-hmm.
saying, this is what we've done so far, this is what more we can do for you, this is our capability. Everything works that much better when it is a story that is cohesive, because it allows us to connect better with each other. So, from a corporate perspective, I would say everything is a story. When you walk in for an interview, yeah, or an interaction, right? You are a story that's selling itself.
Mm-hmm.
Your life experiences contribute to that story and allow you to be presented a certain way. Yeah, and it's far from being once upon a time, right? And I think and that's where some bit of I wouldn't say hesitation, maybe disbelief that do stories actually work. But let's look at our roles in our everyday lives, right? Whether
Mm-hmm.
it is to talk about life learnings, to impart a lesson to anybody, whether it's at home or in our work scenario. A story works that much better. It helps you retain things that much better. To give you a very small example, somebody reached out to me 15 years after they'd been in a training session with me, and wrote to me how one story that I shared from my life has
Mm-hmm.
left an indelible impact on them, and they remember that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a point of reference for them whenever they think, oh my god, I've failed at something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of times when we're narrating a story,
Yeah.
we don't realize its power and impact and how long lasting it can be.
Yeah.
And it is incidents like this that remind you and that take you back. Coming back to the corporate scenario again, our role is not transactional. It isn't that I walk up to somebody and say, okay, this is the job that needs to be done, let's do this. And it doesn't end there. Interaction doesn't end there. Network
Mm-hmm.
doesn't end there. Rapport doesn't end there. Within a single role that we play in our work life, there are multitudes within that, right? As a people leader, like I said, it's not just transactional.
Yeah.
There will be times that we're mentoring somebody. There will be times that we're motivating another person who's dealing with a lot in life, right? There will be crests and troughs, there'll be successes, there'll be failures. And
Mm-hmm.
as a successful and impactful people leader, it is our responsibility to facilitate somebody's journey through all of that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I think stories can be a very, very powerful tool to allow us to do that. When I
Mm-hmm.
share my life experience, the example that I just shared with you, right? 15
Mm-hmm.
years, who would have
Yeah.
thought?
Yeah.
Um, you know,
Yeah.
so of course, there will be a blend of things, right? You talk about knowledge, you talk about, you share feedback, you talk about what's going well, what's something that could be better. But the relatability, the retention also goes up the moment you share a genuine, authentic life experience with the person across the table from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very powerful story you shared with us, actually speaking. That 15 years and yeah, who remembers for 15 years?
Right.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm hearing two things here, Aditi.
Hmm.
One is that we are always sharing stories, whether
Yeah.
we are mindful or not, right?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
second part is it's better to be mindful and thoughtful that you're sharing a story.
Yeah.
And related to that, what I heard was that storytelling is your life experiences.
Hmm.
As a leader when you're sharing. So,
Yeah.
is it only life's experiences which leader is sharing as stories, or is there anything else also there in storytelling for leaders?
So, from experiences emanate learnings, right?
Yeah.
Now, those could be a direct experience that we've undergone. It
Yeah.
could be a conversation that we had many, many years ago that's
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
an impact on me if it was shared with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did I derive out of a situation that I've been through?
Hmm.
When I observed another leader, another colleague, what did I take away from how they fought challenges, or why just challenges? When even when somebody is doing very well for themselves, that's again a test of character and strength. Yeah,
Yeah.
how they're wading through those waters
Yeah.
when the sailing is absolutely smooth.
Hmm.
How is it that somebody was able to keep a team motivated, or team members together, or inspire thousands upon thousands of people? We have very, very well-known leaders to observe, and then we have leaders that are closer to home, that
Yeah.
we interact with every day. So it could be
Hmm.
my own life experience. It could be something I've
Hmm.
gone through, and I think directly or indirectly, it does boil down to that. It could be something that I've read. I've read a story of someone. It could be a motivational story. It could be an autobiography. It could be an observation that I had when I was commuting from one place to another, and I observed something. It could be a calamity that's taught me so much.
Hmm.
The pandemic, and how people
Oh my
have
God. Yeah. Yeah.
how people have really handled the
Yes.
situations
Yeah.
that I think all of us, I think it's safe to say all of us would have had those moments where we've, I wouldn't say fallen down, but we've, sort of given into, feelings where we were not 100%, and that's absolutely fine. However,
Yeah.
this story
Yeah.
also lies in how we overcame that. And now that, things have been a little better, and people have begun interacting more and more, I think we're all sharing our learnings, our stories. If you look at professional platforms today, everyone's
Hmm.
become a storyteller, right?
Yeah,
There
there's a lot of buzz going around storytelling. So that's,
yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
why I really wanted to make this session with you very practical and
Hmm.
very, very, very practical so that people can really embody points from
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely, and I think that's the only way to be. Theory is good. Theory
Yeah.
is good to have, to understand, but unless I'm able to put it into practice, it's all words, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, lot of things, I mean, I really gel with what you said, and especially the
Hmm.
pandemic thing. I guess, we all have hundreds of stories to tell to the next generation or to our
Yeah.
colleagues, to peers, I mean, about this pandemic since last 1.5 years or more than that. So
Right.
whatever we all have been struggling through. So there are various stories.
Mm.
Um, so another question which is coming to my mind is, when leaders are using this storytelling,
Yeah.
so it could be I'm hearing multiple things here that it could be for motivation, it could be inspiring stories, it could be
Yeah.
from your life. So one of course is to inspire people. What
Right.
are the other situations where practically leaders can use storytelling?
Hmm. Um, at the cost of sounding repetitive, any and every situation, of course, it has
Hmm.
to be timed really well, right? You
Hmm.
can't suddenly break into a story or
Yeah.
an anecdote from your life. You have
Yeah.
to see whether it fits in with the conversation that's happening, the mood of the conversation. Even when I'm sharing feedback,
Hmm.
it could be an attitude to, let's say, getting your next promotion. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
inspired by your book. But it could be about that, right? A
Yeah.
lot of times we have team members who walk up to us
Hmm.
with that expectation,
Hmm.
that in my current role, it's been 2.5 years, and now I want
Hmm.
my next promotion, or more or less, whatever. Um, Whether that's a realistic expectation to have or not. Yeah. Especially when somebody is not ready for that next step. Yeah. How do
Yeah.
you get to that next step? How do you, or something that you would have observed in your career so far, or talk about a time when you yourself had an unrealistic expectation, and then how did that course correct itself, or who
Yeah.
made you or helped you course correct that expectation, right?
Yeah.
Rather than setting up yourself for success, maybe somebody made you realize you were setting yourself up for failure by jumping into something too soon, because you know what, the heart wants what it wants, irrespective of whether you're ready or not. So yes, to inspire, to motivate, to share feedback, again, to increase relatability. When we talk about together everyone achieves more as a team, it's easier said than done, right? It takes
Yeah.
an effort every day. Also, at this point, I'm going to say don't overdo the storytelling. Otherwise,
Tell
people
us
are not
more.
going to walk up to you.
Tell us more. What do you mean by overdoing?
Um, sometimes we end up loving the sound of our own voices. And
Hmm.
if it's a conversation that spans about an hour, hour and a half,
Hmm.
you can't be only telling stories from your life. So,
Hmm.
there has to be a balance between
Hmm.
asking questions, listening to the person,
Hmm.
sharing what you want to share, which is the most relevant and impactful,
Hmm.
in that situation or the setup
Yeah.
with that person. Also, I've got to read the other person. Maybe in my first conversation, or maybe in that particular conversation, they're not open to listening to, what I've gone through. So let me
Hmm.
hold back on that,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
not fall in love with my own voice too much.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
maybe one story, yeah,
Yeah.
that allows you to create and maintain an impact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Understand. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
And knowing all this, what you are sharing, understanding it more. And as you said, there are a lot of information available and a lot of
Right.
buzz about storytelling.
Hmm.
But still, practically, when I speak to leaders,
Yeah.
storytelling, people are really, really hesitant to use, and
Hmm.
it seems inauthentic.
Yeah.
It seems inauthentic that, oh my God, I will have to tell a story here. One of the reasons I see that is that most of the leaders
Yeah.
operate a lot from the rational mind,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
data channel.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's one of the reasons, I have observed that because stories are also about emotions, about heart.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what's your view that why people are not able to own up the
Hmm.
storytelling way of conversations and why it seems inauthentic to many of us?
Right. I think we're stuck in that mindset that it's only once upon a time, it's only
Hmm.
meant for a
Yeah,
storytelling
yeah,
session, only a trainer or a facilitator can use it,
yeah,
and it's not factual. Maybe somewhere that's the glitch in our heads, which is very far from the truth. If you're talking about a life experience, please don't, deck it up. Please don't add to it. Yeah, it is what it is. Um, I think the first thing to understanding storytelling and to using it impactfully, and once we start doing that effectively, impactfully, we'll notice the change in how people respond to what we have to share as
hmm.
well.
Hmm.
Yeah, so the first step is to understand the intent. Yeah, and to clarify in our own heads that it doesn't need a separate session, it's a part of my conversation.
Hmm.
Why am I sharing this? Let me say anecdote. Let me not even say story. If the word scares you, don't use it. Say
Hmm.
anecdote, say life experience, say whatever, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and
Right.
and I think when people tell us that we should use storytelling as a tool, that block comes in the head. But if we look at it, we're using them all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So keep it real, keep it authentic. Please
Yeah.
clarify the intent in your own head.
Yeah.
Before you start an anecdote or start sharing anything, keep it impactful by keeping it limited. Yeah, like I was saying before. And it's not just a story about somebody else. So if you feel that you're not being authentic, if you're sharing a story, find a guinea pig, somebody at home, a friend that you want to, start experimenting this with. Yeah,
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
small. You don't have to go
Yeah.
very big. It could be just a couple of lines about something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it holds true for anything new that we try or anything that we try consciously. At first, it feels awkward. Gradually, as we continue to practice or continue to do something, it starts coming naturally to us. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think
Absolutely.
it's also a question of whether I want to or I don't want to, like anything
Valid
else in
question.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I want to set myself apart as
Hmm.
as an effective leader,
Yeah.
yeah, or I want to be one of hundreds and hundreds of other leaders that exist,
Yeah.
then that's fine. That's a choice that I
Yeah.
make, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But using stories, like I said, increase my relatability. Let me start small. Let me start with a couple of lines. Let me
Yeah.
clarify my intent, and let me ensure that the
Yeah.
story that I'm telling, right, I'm wording it effectively because
Mm.
I wanted to leave the other person encouraged. I'm not going to say positive because people misunderstand positive as well, that
Yeah.
everything is hunky dory, rosy. No, that's not
Mm.
the case.
Mm. Mm.
But it should leave the other person encouraged. It should leave them, desiring to take an action in the right direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
My story has to be structured. I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but when you're in the flow of things, sometimes um, you forget the point that you were trying to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I need to have thought through what I'm going to say, and maybe I can then implement storytelling in a few prepared conversations that I know that I'm going to have a conversation. So let me incorporate a little tidbit about my life or a learning that I've had. Yeah. So have a
Yeah.
structure very clear in our
Yeah.
head. Have a beginning where you set the context. Yeah. Then get to the actual incident, and then close it with, this is what I came out with as a learning, as an observation, right? And then you leave it open, or you direct a question at the other person. So I think if you have structure, and people who are, who pride themselves on being rational, logical, very data and fact driven, would enjoy having a structure in place and would be
Mm.
more comfortable.
Mm.
Of course, comfort doesn't happen overnight, but if you're absolutely uncomfortable, don't do it in a professional setting, to start with, because if you're uncomfortable, you're going to end up making the other person feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what I'm understanding is the high level structure is intention,
Mm-hmm.
and then the actual event, and then the
Yeah.
moral of the story, learning of the story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And setting a little bit of, so intention, to clarify your intent in your own head while you're sharing it.
Yeah.
And set a little bit of context, get to the main event, and talk
Mm.
about what you walked away with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm. Mm.
absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. So we are coming towards the end of our time, and I'm
Yeah.
loving this conversation. So,
Mm-hmm.
we understood about storytelling. How can somebody, who has never used it intentionally, at least, and feel
Right.
like, oh my God, but have an intention to use,
Hmm.
um, where should someone start very, very practically? Although we
Hmm.
have spoken about, a couple of things which relates to it, but
Mm-hmm.
to make it very clear to the audience, where should someone start about storytelling?
Okay, that's an interesting one. In my head, the first response to that is anywhere that you feel like. But I
Mm-hmm.
would say start it with a person, or in a scenario or a setup where
Mm-hmm.
you feel relatively, I wouldn't say safer, but more comfortable, and less afraid of failing if you do at all, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like I said, start small.
Yeah.
Maybe you start it in a personal setting, maybe you start it with a friend, and then sort of you carry that forward into your professional setup as well.
Yeah.
My kid is my favorite guinea pig. And she's also picked up on the
Mm-hmm.
fact that, oh, I'm trying something with her. So I remember when I learned NLP and I would come back and practice all the techniques on her, she picked up on it really fast, and she had started turning around and saying, please don't try that on me.
They are much smarter.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
Oh my God.
in a setup where you feel safer,
Mm.
even if you make a mistake, and you don't feel, it's not going to clam you up forever and ever. It's not going to shut you to the prospect. But
Absolutely.
I'd say take a step back, remove yourself from the situation and look at your everyday conversations. I am
Mm.
sure you will realize that you do end up sharing,
Mm.
and don't block, let's not block our minds by saying story, and it
Mm.
has to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Everything that we do also is a story, or it becomes a
Mm.
story once it's done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That was a beautiful way to put it. Thank you so much. Aditi, anything I have left asking, I've not asked about storytelling, which I should have asked, you know.
No, I think we've, like had a great discussion so far. And genuinely, it's the tip of the iceberg.
Hmm.
Storytelling has an amazing potential in everything that we do. When we are making a presentation, so a lot of corporates would understand the language of presentations as well, right? It goes so much better when it's strung together like a story. I
Hmm.
know many organizations that use it as a visual storytelling tool,
Yeah.
where there are no words or there are very minimal words, and
Yeah.
everything from one slide to another is also strung together, woven together as a story.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, find a story, go tell it.
Wow. What a punchline. What a punchline towards end of it. Find a
Yeah.
story, go and tell it. Do remember, do experiment with your stories, and I'm sure you would love this. Thank you so much, Aditi, for this beautiful insights into storytelling. And I'm sure that people watching this show, from today only, they'll be imbibing these nuggets because
I hope so.
storytelling sounds simple now.
Yes,
But
yes, and it is.
and to me also, because I also sometimes get hesitated on I am hesitated towards once upon a time kind of storytelling. So I think I'm loving it. When you were sharing that everything is a story, I thought when we drive and we get stuck in a traffic, that itself is a story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Manbir. I've really loved our conversation.
Thank you, it's my pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for watching this video. See you all again in the next video in this series. And do subscribe to this channel to watch more videos here to help you succeed in your journey. Thank you and all the very best.